Hi guys, I'm back and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video today. So here I am with Miss Marley and she's in her cute little winter outfit. I think I've had all the girls in this at some point. But anyway, I'm going to be changing Marley today and also talking about like tips on taking your Reborn out in public. So Little X Loves, Laura, is another channel, and she did a video similar to this a while ago. So if you want, other tips and tricks, I would definitely advise go watching that video. It's amazing. But I'm here just kind of to do an overview on that video and expand and put in my own little tips and tricks. So yeah, first I'm just going to be overviewing a little bit of what she said. So, the first thing you want to do is, if you're thinking about taking your Reborn out in public, I wouldn't start big, like at a huge store at Walmart or the mall or something like that, because there's going to be a lot of people there, you're going to be seen a lot, and, they're all going to be very interested in your baby that you have with you. So I would advise either starting on just going on a walk around your neighborhood, or going to a small store. Also, if your family, or not your family, yeah, your family or your friends, if they don't know about your hobby, then you could try and go to like the next town over, because you're probably never going to see those people again in your life if somebody sees you with your baby. So if that's an option for you, I would definitely recommend doing that. And I have them all written down here, so. Another tip that I have is, if you do decide to go bring your baby out to the store or something, let's say you're just going to the grocery store to pick something up, I would definitely advise starting with a sleeping baby if you have that option. I've only ever had sleeping babies, so that's not an issue for me, but the reason is sleeping babies are just way more, they're easier to make look realistic because they're sleeping, obviously, and you don't have to, they don't have to blink, they don't have to move around when they're sleeping, so it's definitely easier. If you just want everybody to think that your baby is real and that you're just going out with your real baby, then definitely I would advise first starting to take a sleeping baby. If you do take an awake baby, I would bring like a toy or something so that they're looking at something. Always make it look like they're either looking at something or tilt their head downward or cover them up with glasses or something to make them look like they're not just staring off into space. So that's another thing. I would definitely advise starting with a sleeping baby. And then I would say, hold on a second, I would also start with a bigger baby. Marley is my biggest baby, and the reason for this is you normally wouldn't see somebody taking out a very newborn or preemie baby to the store or something. They usually stay at home until they're big enough to be, get, I don't know the word, not be contaminated by germs or whatever. And, mothers always just kind of keep their baby at home for a while. So I would definitely advise starting with a bigger baby. And then to go along with that, definitely use weather appropriate clothing. So if it's sunny outside, then, I'm going to put her belly plate on, but if it's sunny outside, I would, dress them in a summery clothing and don't, bundle them up in a blanket. Just bring like a throw blanket or a swaddling blanket or something. And I will get onto that as well. But if it's winter outside, like it is now, always bundle them up. You never want your baby out in like a t-shirt and a diaper or anything in the middle of winter, because people are going to comment on that and, it's not going to be good. And then always, if you have a baby that is bald or there's an issue with the baby or it's just not very realistic, I would always say, please bring a hat to cover their bald head. That's what I'm doing with Marley. Or if they have unrealistic lips, bring a pacifier. I would always recommend bringing a pacifier anyway, because babies' lips tend to move even when they're sleeping. So if you have a pacifier to, you know, cover that up, that's always a good thing. But yeah, just always think ahead, make sure you bring, if you want, you know, people to just think your baby is real, then bring things to cover up the unrealistic parts. If you do want to go ahead and explain that the doll, it's a doll and not a real baby, then by all means do it. I mean, you know, if you like the attention and you want to share your hobby with people, I would say go for it. So yeah. And then always, if you're carrying your baby or putting them in a car seat, I would always say keep it realistic. You always want your baby to look realistic. So tilt their head, you know, don't let their head just flop back. You always want to support their head to make it look more realistic. And if you're young, like I am, if you're a younger teen or, you know, a kid, or you're an older person that wouldn't naturally be carrying a baby around, just make up a story if anybody asks you about it. So if you're a younger teen, you could say it's your sister or your brother, or you could say, you know, it's your niece or you're babysitting or something. Just if you always want to cover it up and pretend that it's real, I would definitely have a story to go with it. If you're a middle-aged person, girl or boy, then, you know, it could be your baby, and that's what you could say. And that's simpler than being a kid. So that's definitely another thing to think about, is just come up with a story. And then always bring a blanket. If you ever get tired of carrying your baby, or you want to leave your baby in your car, you definitely always want to cover them up. You don't want CPS being called on you or anything for leaving a baby in a car or in a cart unattended, so I would definitely bring a blanket. It also helps with the realistic factor of it, so babies usually have blankets with them. So that's another tip. And then if someone comments, you can, you know, just play it off and tell them about the baby, and, you know, just keep the story going, and they're probably just going to walk away and you're never going to see that person again. So if you just want to keep that story going, go ahead. If you want to explain, then go ahead and do that. I think I already touched up on that, but yeah, it really depends on the situation and who you're talking to and if you think they'd be understanding or not. So that's the thing. And then also bring someone with you if you feel uncomfortable being alone with your baby, or you feel vulnerable or anything. I would bring someone trusted with you, just so you feel more comfortable, and definitely it's just, you know, people are less likely to approach you if you're talking to somebody else. So that's another factor that you could think about. Overall, if you're nervous about taking your baby somewhere, if you're afraid of getting nasty comments, or, you know, just think people will notice that your baby isn't real, then I would just say try not to think about it too much. It's not their business what you do. It's your hobby. You're doing it for you. So I definitely think that if you are thinking about bringing your baby out, go for it. I think it's good to share our little hobbies and, you know, show people what we like to do. So that's about all I can think of for right now. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed Little Miss Marley. So I will be seeing you all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.